Everybody, it's Sunday night.
Hope you guys are doing amazing.
Hello. Hope you guys had a great week this week. We sure did.
Woohoo! All about linking
We're
arms.
bragging about you guys.
Linking arms, cheering each other on
Yeah.
through the finish line, because that's what we do. That's what leaders do. And so tonight is all about leadership. And we're going to go through some different levels of leadership. But we really want to emphasize with you guys what it takes to be a leader, because that's what people are looking for. They're looking for leaders, okay? And the higher the leadership, the greater the effectiveness, all right, number one. Number two, leadership develops daily, not in a day, but as a daily routine, all right? So it's about the habit of becoming a leader. And it's a collection of skills over a period of time, okay? And then number four, the first person you must lead, of course, is yourself. And that is the bottom line as it pertains to leadership. We're going to break these down a little bit on a deeper level. But one thing that came to mind to me as I was thinking about leadership is that it's all about benefit of the doubt. It really is about benefit of the doubt when you think about leaders and people we're following. All right. So as people grow themselves and they become a leader, and there's someone that even we are choosing to follow, we're following them because they demonstrated a skill set, a group of skills, but not just skills, it's more about who they're being as a person.
Absolutely.
That they've been able to obtain these skills, pass them on to other people, and so we give them the benefit of the doubt. We put them in a different category of saying, you know what, if they were doing something, if they are saying something, whatever's going on, Trinity and I, we come from the school of thought of, we need to give them the benefit of the doubt, regardless if we really truly understand exactly where something is coming from that leader. We have to step back and say, man, I'm pretty sure that they're going to put us on the freeway of great things to happen. And it's kind of like Jaron Lauren, obviously, with all of us and our company and the corporate team.
Right.
New products come down the pipeline. Yeah. Boom, benefit of the doubt. I'm sure Trinity is going to be an amazing product.
Lots of trust.
Lots of trust, right?
It's so true, because if you think about it, when you first started your Market America journey and they got out the Getting Started guide, right? That's the first thing that your sponsor should have done with you. And if not, that's okay. That's the first thing that you want to do with someone is really get out the Getting Started guide. But when you saw the plan for the first time or anything like that, you bought into the vision, but you trusted that person to be your sponsor. You trusted that person to help guide you along with your success. Not only that, but you trust your sponsor, you trust the team. It's not a specific person, you trust the team, you trust the people that head up the company. A lot of belief and a lot of trust that's involved, right? And so half of that checklist we've said this numerous times, half of the checklist is mental and half of it is BB production or result producing activities, right? RPAs. And so when you are going to lead a very large organization, that's why you work on yourself every single day. You read, you listen to audios. It's because you are becoming the person that somebody else wants to follow. And if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you, right? But one thing you can trust is all of the leaders within Market America, whether it's corporate, whether it's your team, whether it's just the next trainer or speaker at the GMTSS event. And by bringing new people along or trusting the footsteps that have been in place before, and all you got to do is follow these footsteps, you have absolutely 100% capability to be that leader for someone else to follow. And all I think we've ever done is given people that weekly checklist, right? And we've really followed this Getting Started guide. And you start, when you do somebody's contract with the Getting Started guide here, and you flip it right open, and first thing we do is we go through these commitments with somebody. I will, and they check, and they check, and they check. I will attend the GMTSS event. I will go to Greensboro, North Carolina. It says so right here. And so, you want to have enough confidence in yourself as a leader, confidence in your capability and the company's capability. You get them in front of that person, they're going to know exactly what to do. And if not, and you don't share this with them and you don't plug them and sell that to them, you're really setting them up to fail, which is, you want to be the leader that they can count on. You don't want it coming back on to you, right? And so by going through this and having that, not just the commitment, which we do the commitments before we even have them sign on to the computer, right, and put their application in, but going through the rest of it, following up and doing the goal statement and really spending time on the names list, you guys, it's all in here. So we really go through this pretty hard with our new people, as well as give them that weekly checklist that we're all filling out every single day. And so it really is about you becoming the leader, but also having belief in yourself, belief in the tools, belief in the company. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Without the getting started guide, I don't know how fast Trinity and I would have grown with the company when we were new, because we didn't know everything, right? So we had to rely on a system and structure that would then get us the results that we were looking for. And the only thing we can lean on is what JR and Dennis and the entire corporate team and all the leaders who built this before we came along, what did they do that was proven to work? And so all we have to do is check off those boxes. So from a leadership standpoint, you guys, that brings me to our first level of leadership here. So leadership is not based on, or level one leadership is about having the right? So it's kind of like, hey, you're new in the company. Now all of a sudden I've got to lead some people, and you're kind of thinking, oh, crud. Like, oh, man, I got to lead. I really don't know what I'm doing yet. But level one leadership is based on title, not talent. So somebody could be new in the company. Hey, I'm an UnFranchise owner. I have the title UnFranchise owner. And so therefore, I'm going to help coach you. But basically, I've got a title of UnFranchise owner. Maybe I've hit coordinator. Maybe I'm getting ready to hit executive coordinator, but I'm at level one leadership while I'm still trying to learn some things. But I need to figure out where I fit into the system and structure that I can become the best leader at.
Absolutely.
And the key to level one leadership is the longer that you stay here, the higher the turnover and the lower the morale within the team, because we're just getting started. So we have to move past level one leadership ultimately, but sometimes that can be a little bit of a tricky situation. But I will say this, the number one characteristic that everyone needs to master to move on from level one leadership is enthusiasm, okay? Enthusiasm. Hard work is a piece of it. There's no doubt about it, because, we hear the phrase a lot that we have to work smarter and not harder.
Yep.
And although that's true to an extent, I think people kind of get that mixed up, because when people hear, you guys, that I hear people get this mixed up. So it's like, I have to work smarter, not harder. They view that as, I have to work smarter and not work hard at all. Like, I don't have to put in hard work, or I don't have to put in some effort, or, you kind of attribute, I want a residual income, so therefore, because, I don't want to work hard, let's say. And that could be the case. Maybe some people are pretty successful because inherently they're kind of lazy, and maybe that's their goal.
It's funny because I remember just building Market America, right? And I remember my mom, she would just say, well, Trent, if it was that easy, everybody would do it, right?
Right.
And it's definitely, there is work involved. Like
right.
you said, you can't just join the gym membership and just expect you sign a piece of paper.
I signed up.
I showed up. Where's my six pack?
We've all seen that person kind of come there, jump on the treadmill for 5 minutes, walk around, do a few arm curls, and then they're gone. It's like they've been there 10 minutes, and yet nothing's changing.
And then they go get a McDonald's or a pizza.
Yeah, nothing's changing. Give me a Big Mac.
Right.
Dr. Cheryl approved Big Mac.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you do see yourself as a level
it's not approved by Dr. Cheryl.
Or who would follow me? Or, again, the little voice, like Blair Singer, right? Like the little voice master is going to take you out of the game, whatever it might be. That's literally, you guys, teach people what you know, right? I always say when you're showing somebody the business plan, and guess what? You can't mess it up. Why? Because they've never seen it before. They don't know if you screw it on up. People want to jump on board with somebody that's going somewhere, somebody that's excited, somebody that's committed to their future. They want to know where you're headed. So when you show that business plan, paint the vision of where you're going and paint that picture, and they're going to want to come along with you.
Yeah, and so level one leadership is all about leveraging the team, right? So this whole thing, right? Enthusiasm. Hard work is not enough, right? It must be ignited, lit a fire by something that will raise it, right? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to raise our enthusiasm to an extraordinary level. And that's what's going to naturally attract the right people to us, okay? Your heart must be in your work, all right? And your energy and enthusiasm stimulates those you work with, and that's where everything begins. And so as we're leveraging level 1 leadership, the number one thing to recognize is if you're at level 1 leadership and you're newer in the leadership role, that's why we're always leveraging the 3-way calls too, Trinity, because like as like people with so much pressure on their shoulders going, well, I'm not that leader yet. You know, I'm not at a level 3 or 4, let's say. And it's like, that's awesome. No problem. That's why you're going to leverage all of us and link arms with the team to make sure that we're all leveraging each other's success. And so I'm always introducing people that are to other people that are a higher level of leadership.
That's so true. And again, if you can access, everybody has different talents. So if you can access somebody else's skill set, why wouldn't you want to utilize that? You know, we love showing the business plan, right? But there's so many times when we utilize the talents of Dr. Cheryl Duchess or Jackie Birchman or Roxanne Reed, or, you know, there's so many different people who have passion for weight loss or makeup or health and nutrition, whatever it might be. And we don't know everything, believe it or not. You know, I know, I try to tell him, I do know everything sometimes, but what's this shirt I got you when I went on vacation with my friend, and I brought you back that shirt from where it says, oh, you don't need Google, something like that.
Oh yeah, I don't need Google. I just ask my wife everything.
Because I know everything.
And you know what? Men listening in, right? Number 1 tip. That's the rule book that we live by.
Absolutely. So, you know, and spending time on your leadership and who you are as a leader is very important to your Market America business, that you're going to lead a very large organization. That's right. Will come to you.
That's right. And by the way, I'm stealing a lot of this from books I've read over the year, from John Maxwell to, you know, people that, again, I trust and respect, like Kevin Buckman, and some of this is from his training as well. And you know, from people, John Wooden. I mean, there are so many people that speak on leadership. You're trying to pull out little things that you think are going to kind of fit what we do with Market America in order to make sure that people really understand how to advance themselves forward. Okay.
I think you just brought up a great point. We consistently are always learning from other people.
Always.
Yeah. You know, it blows my mind when I hear people say, and I know you probably want to go on to the next point, but I thought of something, I don't want to forget it. When people say, oh, I've been to Basic 5. Oh, I went to the last seminar. Great. You need to go to the Basic 5. You need to go to seminars until you can teach it, until you want to go. Why? Because you're going to take that nugget. You're going to take something new. You're going to learn something from every single person. So 20 years later, Colin and I are still continuing to learn from our speakers in Market America, but also reading other books, also attending different events, like the people that Colin, he still listens consistently. You know, I've been to different seminars like Danny Johnson, and, you know, we went to outside sources to continue to learn and grow. If you're not learning, you're not growing. Think of that. If you're not learning, you're not growing. Continue to always grow. So, good point.
100%. So here we go. Level 2. Level 2 leadership is all about relationships, right? So people follow you because they want to, all right? And it allows you to influence beyond title, all right? So people work with you not because they're obligated to, but because they want to and they like you. And so that's a big key on relationship building, all right? Is I'm not trying to say, well, I'm the leader and you need to listen to me because I'm telling you this is the way we do it and I'm right and you're wrong. And
that would not go over very well at our house, I'm just saying.
Sit in your chair, keep your trap shut, and, you know, all of that stuff. Yeah, that level of leadership would not go very well.
It would not.
In most places, it wouldn't go very well.
No.
All right? So, and what happens is when you try to take on that level of leadership, and that's what, so you have people following you because they want to, but then you guys all stay at this level too long. What happens is the highly motivated people get irritated. And of course, then they go, okay, I'm going to either pass you up or I'm going to quit. It's one or the other. And so obviously in our business, we're hoping that they want to pass us up, but in some cases they quit and you don't know why. And you really kind of sabotage the whole deal. And maybe in some cases unknowingly sabotage the whole deal. Okay. So one of the characteristics that you need to become awesome at is cooperation. Cooperation is the key here.
Really
sharing ideas, sharing information, sharing responsibility, sharing creativity, sharing tasks. It is all about demonstrating cooperation for the entire team, right? A strong, self-confident leader gives credit to others when observed and takes the blame if something goes wrong and they need to handle that as a leader. And that's one thing that we notice sometimes too from a self-sabotage standpoint within the business is within cooperation. Some people think leadership means they need to do all the work.
Right.
Instead of duplicating and getting other people to do the work and lifting those people up in a cooperative environment. Sometimes we misinterpret what we're being asked to do as a leader.
I think in a nutshell, I think what you're trying to say is that really do want to encourage people because people already have a job out there.
Yeah.
They already have a boss, right? This is a volunteer army. And when you can work together and create synergy, if it's not fun, we have a rule in our home, if it's not fun, we don't want to do it, right? We don't want to take part in it. And so remember that when you're working with all different types of personalities, people do Market America for different reasons.
That's right.
Some people might just want to get they love the products and they're so passionate about sharing the products with others. Maybe make some retail on the side, maybe cut some commission check. Some people join it to hit a 6-figure ongoing income. They are going to be an Elizabeth Weber. They are going to, conquer the world, and that is their passion, right? And they're going to be amazing at it. And that might be where you are. You guys are on here, right? You guys are committed.
That's it.
Some people just want to be a part of Market America, like Colin's Aunt Lynn, that he shared that story with you, where she just wanted to be a part and have some friends and be a part of something and just love serving, right?
Right.
So when people come into Market America for different reasons, we have another phrase. We have lots of phrases, but love people where they're at. Okay, so if you love people where they at and love on them and keep them in, and no matter what, you want to always lift them up. And one of the stories that I always share with some of our team, and maybe because people are people, right? I always say the great thing about our business is I love this business. We get to work with so many amazing people. The not so great thing about this business is you have to work with some crazy people. Sometimes people are people, right? But one story I always share is about a lady named Beverly. And Beverly, I think, was in the business, one of my first executive coordinators. I think it's before you and I.
It was not before me.
It wasn't? You knew Beverly. You knew Beverly.
Orland Park, Illinois.
Yep. But we were business partners. We weren't married at the time. Right?
Yep.
And so Beverly was a very nice lady and an older lady, right? And she has been there for 20 years. And Beverly would call.
She had been where for 20?
Just in Market America. She's still there.
Oh, she's still in today.
Yeah, she's still in today.
Right.
So, but she will call, and she hasn't done anything for probably 18 years except do her auto ship.
Right.
She will call probably about every 3-4 years, and she will say, Trinity, I have my sister, and she got this amazing testimony. She tried this product, and I ordered it on my auto ship, and she's getting incredible results. Or I sold a bottle of OPC last week, and I'm like, Beverly, it's great to hear from you. I am so glad that it's so great. How are you doing? But I want to pick up the phone, or I want to say on the phone, where have you been? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? She'll call me and say, hey, I found some of the flag jackets in my garage. We're moving. Do you think anybody I found this old, duffel bag that was Market America's logo. Now, mind you, it's the old 20-year logo on it. Would you think anybody would want to buy it? I thought you might know somebody. And I'm like, Beverly, Probably not, but you know what? I love her right where she's at.
We're gonna put it in the Market America Museum.
Because why? Because she's a big part of our business. Her auto ship has pulled for 20 years. She's an amazing person. But if I just go after her with guns a-blazing, do you think she'd still be in Market America right now? Probably not, right? Nope. So when you're dealing with different types of personalities, I guess our suggestion is just love them where they're at and have fun. Would you agree?
I would agree. That's where it's at. So now we're going to move into level 3. So level 3 is position. So this is about results. People follow you because of what you have done for the organization and because they want to, right? So good things are happening. Profits are increasing. The team is growing. We're making more sales. Everything is moving in a positive direction. So this is when we started to get into momentum. When you start to get into momentum with your business and you have everything roll in the right direction, this is when the business becomes a lot of fun. All right. So I was just doing a training yesterday, and the training I was doing, I had somebody come up to me and they were sharing with me the momentum that they have generated within this 90-day fast track.
So exciting to hear.
And literally have ABC pattern rocking, okay, to where they've got about 6 people all ready to come into the business, but none of them have come in yet. Like all in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So literally, they're like going to schedule like a Saturday, and everybody's going to come over this next Saturday probably, and it's going to be like boom, 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 and everybody's going to just like JR draws it out, right? But the deal is, they are in momentum, right? They are in momentum. Things are rolling, and they just have people doing the business before they're technically in the business. And the key there is following the getting started guide as they're going to bring them all in now, but they're already doing the work. People are already checking off boxes without physically staring at the checklist to check off the boxes yet. They just have them doing the work, and now they're going to go to the checklist and say, look, you've already been doing all this. And the person's like, yeah, piece of cake. I've got this. I'm rocking. And momentum is a huge part of having fun in this business. So the couple was saying to me, like, wow, this has been so much fun. All right. So characteristics that must be mastered. All right. We're going to initiate and we're going to accept responsibility. We're going to accept and we're going to deliver accountability to those who want accountability. So again, we have to recognize who wants the accountability, who are my 20 percenters that are rocking it out with me, and who's part of my 80% at this point. But again, I'm not going to say to them, well, you're part of the 80%. I can't work with you right now. That is the number one thing that drives Trinity and I crazy is when we hear people say to somebody, well, you're not part of this group, so I can't work with you. Or I heard JR on a training, and Colin and Trinity said, man, if they're not go now, don't spend a lot of time with them. And then you kind of have on your like training hat, like somebody puts on a training hat. Now I'm like learning. And then I take the training hat sometimes and I take the information I've learned. And then when I like process it and then I choose to like spit it out, it comes out in a way that hurts people's feelings. And it's arrogant and it's rude. And I didn't win anything by alienating that person or making them feel small based on why they're doing the business. Again, we have to recognize that. Going back to what Trinity was just saying, you guys. So be aware of this. Recognize where they're at. What are they wanting out of the business? And based on what they want, then I would recommend this step to them. Say, hey, so based on that, I would recommend this. If you want to grow faster this next 90 days, what I would recommend is get on the next 90-day fast track.
Well, and we're actually doing a lot of that right now. We're doing a lot of 3-way phone calls. As an example of that, Colin, we're doing a lot of 3-way phone calls with people and their prospects and their newer people to get them to convention.
Right.
And so when I do the follow-up phone call and share a story and build a little camaraderie, right? One of the questions that I ask them is, what do you like best? I might answer their questions, different things like that. But I'll ask them, well, let me ask you this: what are you actually looking for? And what can we help? What would your goal be? If Market America can give you anything you want, what would your goal be? What can we help you with? And no matter what they say, you guys, and whether they say you want to get home with the kids, or I'd love to make $4,000 a month and quit my job, or I'd love to travel, I'd love to do mission work, whatever it is, I always say, okay, Number one, I thank them. I thank you so much for sharing that with me. I thank
That's
you
so great,
much for your transparency.
That's right.
I never asked anybody to be nosy or anything like that. But I asked them because we all work together as a team, right? We need to know their goals. But what I would suggest to you, if I can, I'll suggest this, and I'm just throwing it out there, is that is your goal and you want to accomplish X, Y, and Z. What I'd highly suggest is you maybe, call in well to work or call in sick. Your voice sounds scratchy, or I'll joke with them or whatever it might be. But if there's any way possible, get a sitter for the kids. There's any way possible that you can get to Greensboro in the next couple of weeks, August 9th through the 12th, it would be life-changing for you. If you really want your goals over here, I really suggest if there's any way you can get to Greensboro, that you come. And I'll tell you why. And then I'll go into, you're getting trained by JR and Lauren Reininger, president of the company, CEO of the company. You're getting trained by the corporate team, Elizabeth Weber. You are trained, and I go into convention. Is there any way you could make it? You get a whole year's worth of training in that one weekend. And I just let them answer. Do you know, you guys, now it's build time. Now it's go time. We have literally shown the plan, and 2 days later, they are coming, road trip, let's go. They're hopping in the car with us, and we're going.
That's right.
It happened. So, again, when you say based off their goals, it's really, really powerful. So that's just a little trend tip for you.
And it's so good. I mean, give energy to what you want to expand and what you want to grow. So if you want more people with you in Greensboro, then you got to give energy to that. You got to pick up the phone and you got to do these three-way calls and get more people on your team to come, and everybody's doing it together. And that's the secret sauce with that.
Okay, getting it.
There we go. So number 3, failure happens when and none of us are perfect, right? So that's the key with number 3 right there. So don't fear failure.
Oh no, feel a lot.
Fear in action. I love that one, right? Fear in action. That's what you need to fear, is inaction. And so now is the time to act, right? And so it's what you learn after you know it all that counts the most, right? And that's one of the quotes from John Wood, who's one of the most successful basketball coaches of all time. So, man, that's where it's at. Level 3, position and based on results, okay? Now, we're going to move into level 4. Level 4 is people development. So this is reproduction. People follow you because of what you have done for them as an individual. They see what you've done for them personally, and they see you go out of your way to make them feel special. That's really what it's about. Leader is great because of their ability to empower others, but also, again, make them feel special about themselves. All right? So and at the bottom here, you can see this, caution. New people may view you as a position leader because you have had no contact with them. So if you're not having contact with your people, if you're not digging to the bottom, if you're not making everyone feel warm and fuzzy and excited, why would they want to hang out with you? And why would they want to reproduce what you are doing? So it says at the bottom here, walk slowly through the crowd and somehow keep in touch with everyone. And that's really the secret sauce there. Okay?
That's so huge. And that's where, Market America's environment is so powerful. And a lot of us consider each other family.
That's right.
I mean, we've watched each other's kids grow up. We've watched
everyone's families growing up.
We've watched people just go through life.
That's
and, the one thing I will say about the Market America family from our perspective is we can literally go anywhere and call on somebody in Market America, and 99% of the time, they're just super cool person. One thing that comes to mind is when we sold our home. We sold one home from Frankfort, Illinois, and moved into another one in Manteno. And when we did that, I know what it was. We sold our home in Manteno, and we moved in. We were building a home, and we moved in with my mother for the summer. Okay. And that's what it was.
She had plenty of room at her house.
She did have plenty of room.
So it was like, oh, you got room here? Why don't you guys go? We're looking at each other going.
And so literally we moved in.
And I wasn't nervous, really, because she's my favorite mother.
I was a little more nervous than you was.
But Trudy was a little more nervous.
So with that being said, all of the favors, all of the people like, Jackie Glasgow, we went to beat, Jackie Birchman.
And turn up your volume too, because we're kind of yelling.
And we called in all the favors, and we just did road trips for the whole summer with the kids.
When you look at me, you're not talking.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So
we did road trips with the kids, and what I'm saying, you guys, is we just went and traveled from state to state to state. We called it everybody who's like, come up, bring the kids, come to the lake house, come have fun. That's exactly what we did for the whole summer until our home was built. So we had a lot of good times. So the people in Market America, when you can give some love at the bottom, it doesn't matter what the people in between the line are doing. If you can dig at the bottom and build relationships and really reach out and build camaraderie with that person, maybe reach out and help that person, do some phone calls with them, show the plan for them, 100% flows up. It's not anybody's person. I actually met with someone this last week, and and you never. It doesn't matter. They're not even on our team. It didn't even matter, right? We all worked together. But you never wanted, there's no stepping on toes or anything. It's not, oh, you called my person. No. If somebody called somebody on our team, I would thank them. If Elizabeth Weber or Kelly Whited or Dave and Stacy called somebody on our team, I'd be like, thank you so much.
Why are you calling our people? Why are you calling our people? What are you going to say to them?
So the point is, dig at the bottom and show some love because you get paid 100%. We're all one team, one dream. And somebody believed in you, dig deep and touch their lives.
That's right. When we moved into Florida is a great example too. I mean, because everybody down in Florida, it was so welcoming, right?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, between, Rick and Holly, Halroyd, and then you got John and Lisa Tolbert. John called me first day. He's like, hey, you need me to strap a fridge to my back or something and carry it up the steps? And, Chuck and Cheryl. I mean, everybody was just so amazing. Paula Hawkman, everybody reaching out to say, hey, we're so excited you're in our area and this and that. They weren't like threatened by us. No. They were looking at us to say, hey man, could Cullen and Trinity be an asset to the team on some level, right? Yep. And of course, we were looking forward to hanging out at the beach a little bit. Next thing you know, it's like, will you be the local coordinators? And we're thinking, oh my gosh, but it was bigger than us, guys. It's not about us specifically as the local coordinator. And even being local coordinators, it's about reproducing. Okay, so let's go back to our slide here. It's all about reproducing and people development within the GMTSS, within the area that you live in, and creating that, right? One team, one dream, right? So organization and team spirit is huge within Market America, okay? Selflessness, which is the opposite of selfishness, okay? This means you are eager to sacrifice personal glory or gain for the greater good, and namely the welfare and the success of the organization and your team and your group.
So powerful.
That right there, I'm telling you right now, you'll know if you're a level 4 leader because you are awesome at doing that right there. All right? It's all about the greater good of the team all the time versus like, am I getting some accolade or am I in front of the room or do I have to stand up and share? And man, there's so many times when someone's speaking to you guys that I want to raise my hand and say something, but I just have to just go, Cullen, it's not about me. I have to sit there, I sit on my hands, right? And like, even if I think I have the world's greatest nugget ever to share, I have to let them lead because the whole goal of the business is CNN, right? TNN, Cullen and Trinity not needed in the long run, right? Because when you get comfortable enough as a leader and you reach level 4, you realize that it has nothing to do. I'm a great leader because I can sit on my hands and I can relax and just let other people do what they're going to do so I can develop more leaders that can do it without us.
Which is why we celebrate your success, even here with getting the fast track that we're doing. When you can get a coordinator to do the introduction at a home business presentation, and why are they excited and they're standing in front of the room? Why are they excited about Market America? Why, a little background on them and why they're excited. That's it. And then somebody might do the introduction, right? And then you might have an executive coordinator get in front of the room at a home business presentation and show that business plan, right? Man.
Magic moment.
Where that is true.
It is.
Magic moment. That's where the magic does happen. Because when you can take the focus off yourself and put it on other people, you will be a huge success in this business. And it's not to, if somebody doesn't want to, obviously they don't have to. Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to get in front of the room, right? But it's really about, if you don't, who will? And what if something you say that night can impact somebody else's life or a guest in that room because of your story, because of your testimony, because you stepped out of that comfort zone and you decided to share? Just one little step can make such a difference. Very powerful.
That's it.
Empower others.
The least amount of pride and ego you bring to the table, the better, right?
Okay.
And one of the things we've done a lot of since we've been here, and actually last few weeks, all of us have been kind of all over the place. We haven't done many recently with Dr. Cheryl and Chuck, but we're going to, because I'm reaching out to you. Dr. Cheryl, I'm calling you. So
Calendar, girl, calendar.
In the last probably 90 days to 6 months, we've done a number of meetings with these guys. And it's like, there is no pride and ego. It's like, what part do you want to do? What can we do to be, what's going to be best for the team? And what do we got to do? And all of us are just doing what it's best to duplicate and get more of the team within this geographic area to take on their leadership roles, right? Because all of us have some goals. And one of the goals is to be, buying one of them Land Cruiser, huge things, and clogging up a freeway somewhere and traveling around the United States. But in order to do that, it has to be us not needed again, right? But in the beginning, some people have a hard time with that, right? Some people have a hard time. They feel like, I need to be the one. Everybody's bringing their person to me to show the plan. And at some point, you realize that it's like, even though you can still do a piece of that night, if I can do less and have my team each doing a little bit more, and I do a little bit to still maybe add a little bit of value, and those people maybe want to hear from the earners, the big earners, whatever, that's all great, right? But in the end, again, it's about duplication.
Very good.
All about duplication, guys. So, all right, so here we go. Let's move into level 5. Level 5, personhood, okay, is all about respect. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent. Okay, so most of us have not arrived into this category of leadership. And some people won't for a long time. And some of us are like, hey, I'm going to get there at some point. Because it's not like on this level, this is like the highest level, right? It's not like you're sitting back again going, oh, I've arrived. You just kind of start to recognize maybe that there's a group of people or a chunk of people that really respect you, and they love you, and they care a lot about you. And it isn't about you having to stand in front of a room or any of that. It's just the person that you are is what exemplifies level 5, which is respect. Unconditional respect. And that's like what Jaron Moore, unconditional respect. Recently we've been talking about, they've been making some tweaks to the cashback program and things that we're doing with that. But it's when them changes come down the pipeline, you guys, we immediately just go, well, there must be a great reason.
That's true.
Because unconditionally, we respect them and understand that they're always going to do the greater good for the entire organization, including the company as a whole. If it see the company going in a direction that is going to financially hurt all of us, then I would expect them to have to make a tweak and do what they need to do to make that tweak. And everything is highly scientific in what they're doing, but no one's perfect, right? So some things we're trying and doing, and some things are working, some things aren't working, and then it's all about duplication as well. So Trinity and I are all about BV is king, and BV is going to get every single one of you to director, okay? And IBV and cashback is like icing on the cake. So like, we're not in it for the fast buck of cashback. Our customers will be, because they're not in the business. They don't care about BV. They don't care about IBV, but we do. We care about BV, man, and I care about those IBV percentages going up so we can get more of you paid, get more of our teams paid, right? But as soon as a tweak comes down the pipeline, some people jump to a conclusion of, well, why are they doing it? And they come from a negative perspective, and that just shows what level of leadership they're at, okay? And then there's others of us who are going to step back and say, well, this must be what they needed to do based on what we're going to do to make this whole thing better. And so we're just excited because we've been doing this too long not to respect them and give them the benefit of the doubt.
That's so true. And one thing we always teach at the Basic 5 about our Market America business is measure, monitor, adjust, and control. we have always implemented that in our business. And you taught it a couple weeks ago when you say you got to call an audible sometimes, right? And this is the same thing in life. Sometimes you have one road that you're on, and you think everything is on this road, and then all of a sudden life, boom, it hits you, and you are off the track, right? You are off that road.
It's a fork in the road.
You're in the ditch.
Fork in the road.
You are like don't know where to turn. If there's a hailstorm, life happens, right? And so when that happens, what do? Just like a toddler, they fall down, they get back up, and they don't say, oh, I can't walk, I'm never walking again. They get right back up and they go for it again. And it's the same thing with life. It's the same thing in your Market America business. You're always monitoring, adjusting, and controlling your business. And it's always for the greater good. What's in the best interest of you, your team, and your business. And you pick back up, you go for it. And if everybody is checking off the boxes for the checklist, it's creating a win-win situation. You're a team. We're a team of people. We're a team across the country. We're a family. And we all have each other's back. And we all are striving for the win at the end of the road, at the end of the finish line.
That is so great. So awesome. So awesome. So look, here's the characteristics of reaching this level. It's all about competitive greatness, all right? Is having a real love for the hard battle. And the challenge is sometimes there's going to be challenges. And how great we are at handling these challenges and being willing to say, I am great. I'm willing to be a little bit competitive to say, no, I am going to win this. I am going to win this race. Like right now, everybody's competitive greatness is all about doing your weekly checklist and finishing this 90-day fast track strong into international convention, which is why you guys are on here.
I eat problems for breakfast.
Eat them for breakfast, man. That's where it's at.
No calories.
A leader must convey this.
Sometimes it feels like there's 1,000 calories in those things.
That's it.
Eat them for breakfast, it's all done.
You guys can read it, man. The bottom line is it's all about competitive greatness and turning it up a notch and making it happen. And recognizing that sometimes, we've all been there, right? All of a sudden it's just like, you kind of get a little frustrated or you kind of feel like, oh, man, I've come to the table, whether it's in sporting events, whether it's in our business. Someone wants to challenge you on a product, let's say, and you have an incredible testimonial with it. That's competitive greatness. It's just like, man, I will take you outside. We are going to throw down on this right now. See, because you believe in it. It's like all in, 100%. You trust, you respect, you're all in. And that's the highest level of leadership, is having that competitive level of greatness to say, call it a Trinity or making, director income with the company. They've hit director. Are you kidding me? It's like, they're not any better than I am. Like, there's a little bit of competitive greatness in each one of you to say, I can do this. I deserve this. I mean, Colin and Trinity are great people, but in the end, it's like, look, they've just consistently done the business and they've made it fun. They've made it fun. And that's another huge aspect of becoming a leader is, are you having fun along the way? Are you having fun having the home parties and having someone there and having someone get started on a product and call you a couple of days later and say, wow, that's working.
Yep.
And I feel fantastic. And you're just like, man, yes. You anchor that success. You high five your team along the way. You high five the people in your area along the way. We're all going to show up to international convention, right? And you're committed. You're going. You're part of the fast track. There wasn't a seed of doubt. There wasn't well, maybe, I don't know. Or not, but you're going. Why? Because you're a leader. That's what you're going to do. What leaders do.
And it's all about creating the memories. Roxanne and Reed and I were talking about this just a couple of days ago. We've had so much fun over the years. You get to be best friends with people. Again, sharing memories and having so much fun together. Christmas parties. We do pourings together. But then after, we'll have holidays together, or, we'll celebrate. So we might not have Christmas together with, our Market America family, but we will definitely have a Christmas party. And everybody brings a dish. And you can have lots of fun. And that's what it is. It's just creating memories on the way to the seminar. If the seminar is 4 hours away, drive there, drive back, hop in the car, road trip it to Greensboro, whatever you got to do. There's so many stories and so many magic moments that happen along the way. You'll be talking about them 20 years from now.
You guys, that's what the business is all about. Is some people hear the word leader or leadership, and you literally kind of throw up in your mouth. You get a little bit scared. You're like, well, I don't really want to be the leader. I want someone else to be the leader, let's say. And you know, the challenge is that I'm not saying every single one of you on here has to grow to a level 5, but you do need to recognize where you're at and where do you need to be to accomplish your goals. And you need people on your team who want to be the leader and grow themselves to that level so you're not needed. That is duplication. That is what's going to grow your business and you not be needed, okay? So our biggest tips for the night, you guys, and wrapping this up, is that duplicate and work with people, love on people, love them right where they're at, no matter who they are. Make them feel great. Make them feel great. Everybody has crap that happens in their life. I don't care who you are, Trinity and I included, all right? Stuff's going to happen, okay? But it's how do we overcome the obstacles? Who do we choose to hang out with? The people that are overcoming the obstacles and who are going to cheer us on in overcoming obstacles? Or are we going to hang out with people that are willing to, you know, want to have a pity party over something and want to, you know, be mad about something or you know, I'm having a pity party and they're going to agree with me and they're going to bring me down into the pity party, okay? That's the difference between leaders again, leadership. I want to hang out with people who challenge me to be a better person, first and foremost. And if you guys challenge yourself to hang out with those people and those of us that are challenging you to be greater than you are today, you're going to become greater than you are today. That's the freeway you're going to be on. And that's what we're most excited about for each and every one of you being on this journey with us. Because some people, over the last couple of weeks, you guys, it's the nature of the business and it's the nature of leadership sometimes, is that some people have taken themselves out of this race. As much as they were 100% all in, as much as they said they were going to finish this race with us, they've chosen to take themselves out. And for whatever the reason is, but I'm not going to make that person feel bad about that decision. It was their decision. We're all adults. However, I want to reward those of you and those of us that are consistently going to finish the race and work hard going into Greensboro, North Carolina for MA World Conference, okay?
Yep.
Because that's what it takes in order for all of us to cheer each other on and make it happen.
Yep, yep. And, you know, just like J.R. Wrightinger and that power line, when he writes the letter at the end of the power line, he signs it every single time, keep growing.
Sorry.
And we want you to keep growing, right? And those who stay will be champions.
That's it. That's it. Well, thank you guys so much for being on with us tonight. All right, wrapping it up, 10:02, rocking it out tonight. Actually done a little bit early. But we hope that, hey, every week, even though we may go a little longer than an hour, because look, sometimes recognition, by the time we start, we joke about it, because by the time you get to recognition, it's like, you know, like 20 minutes after. So really the training ends up being like 40 minutes, and in 40 minutes we're trying to get all of this into this small bag. But anyways, make this week your best week yet, all right? And let us know what's going on within the Facebook group, because we love to see all the success stories you guys are sharing within your teams, man. Keep rocking it out. High five.
Have a great night, everyone. Have a great week.
Love you guys.